I'm Elaine Viets. The Fort Lauderdale International Film Festival is in the Guinness Book of Records as the longest film festival in the world. This year it has 175 films, many U.S. or world premieres, and a star-studded list of celebrities. Today I'm talking with Gregory von Hausch, President and CEO of the Fort Lauderdale International Film Festival. I'm Elaine Viets, and today I'm talking with Gregory von Hausch, President and CEO of the Fort Lauderdale International Film Festival on the Dead End Job Show. Gregory, give us a quick overview of the Fort Lauderdale International Film Festival. I know that's a hard question, but if you can give it to us.
It really is, Elaine, because there's not another film festival in the world that does business like we do, and they're probably happy about it. But be that as it may, we have a very unwieldy animal here in that we take a lot of outreach at the festival. We're the longest, as you mentioned earlier, film festival in the world. And in addition to that, we have a huge outreach program that stretches out from Fort Lauderdale to Hollywood, Weston, Sunrise, Pompano Beach, St. Augustine, Daytona Beach, Amelia Island, and Grand Bahama Island. So during this course of all these weeks, we'll have around 250 films from 46 countries that show on an average of 4 times each, rotating around the Broward County venues. And in addition to that, we have lots of celebrities coming. We had Leah Thompson from Back to the Future. We have Tab Hunter coming, Ed Asner, Finolia Hughes, and Ann Margaret, Michael Bolton. So it's really got a lot going on for it. And what makes our festival different is the prices are relatively inexpensive. You don't have to wear a tux every night. You can come in your blue jeans. You can come in your bathrobe. We really don't care. And just come and enjoy it. We just opened up our new venue in Hollywood, Cinema Paradiso Hollywood at 2008 Hollywood Boulevard. And it's such a darling little intimate 82-seat house. It's kind of state-of-the-art already. And
now that's Hollywood, Florida, just so people don't get confused with the other Hollywood.
Yeah. They're already halfway to the county line headed west, I guess. So, but yeah, so we have those two venues. We also use Movico Pompano and the Sunrise Civic Center, and we'll also have one screening with Guy Harvey as our special guest on October 30th at Bailey Hall. He has a new film called Tiger Shark Express. We try to do as many different things for different segments of our.
When you started, it was what, 7 days, which is
yeah, it was 7 days and about 18 films, and most of those films were short films, and so it's grown tremendously since then. Now that may give people the impression that we're like floating in money, but as more money comes in, more money goes out. The Hollywood little cinema that we just built and opened up this past Saturday cost us almost $400,000. And not that we had it to pay, we have it to owe. So we're working off that debt. So it's neat because we do reach so many different sectors of our community. We have Jonathan Bird is an Emmy Award-winning filmmaker and host of PBS's show called Jonathan Bird's Blue World, and we're bringing him in on November 4th, and there'll be 2 morning screenings that are free for Broward County children at 9:30 and 11 o'clock, and he'll be there talking about diving all around the world, all of the oceanography and marine life. He'll show these incredible films of him at the Great Barrier Reef or diving in Antarctica or feeding, being with the whales and the sharks. It's just, he's an amazing guy. And I think that's a great program. It's all free for college, for high school and middle school kids. That's just one of the different programs we have.
I'm really impressed by your special guests. You've got an impressive list. You've already brought in Anna Paquin, Suki Stackhouse from True Blood, and I had no idea she won an Oscar when she was 11.
Yes, and that film happened to be our closing night film at that festival. I think it was like 1992 or so, and we closed with the piano. She played Holly Hunter's daughter in the piano, and she was just incredible. And then Leah Thompson, what a sweetheart. She's right up there with one of the best guests we ever have. And she was in all three Back to the Future movies. She was Caroline in Caroline in the City. She's currently on Switched at Birth. And so we brought her in. John Shea is a well-known actor, and we are working with him on Leah's film as well. And he was in Missing with Sissy Spacek and Jack Lemmon. He's had so many films, and we did a little montage on him. And as you mentioned, we've got Ed Asner coming this Wednesday. And what's really unique about Ed's appearance here, usually we just show the films and interview him on stage and have a montage. Well, he's going to start off his evening with a live performance from his one-man show of FDR. Mm-hmm. So those people at Cinema Paradiso will be in for such a treat because it's such an intimate little theater. You'll be right there. It's almost like you're off Broadway, and watching him do this. And so that's going to be fun. Tomorrow night we have Aphrodite Jones. She's the award-winning novelist and host of crime TV. She wrote the story All She Wanted, which was made into the movie Boys Don't Cry and won Hilary Swank an Oscar. She'll be here at 7 o'clock, and there's a big reception for her after the movie. Then the following week, Tab Hunter will be here, and we'll do a Lifetime Achievement thing on him and have a reception for him in the courtyard as well. But then after that, there will be a screening of Polyester, which was his John Waters film from 1981. And I managed to track down 200 scratch and sniff cards, so they can, the audience can, if you're familiar with it, when John Waters came out with it, he put a little card he gave it everybody in the audience, and the numbers would pop up on screen, and when they did, you would scratch a circle on the card, and it would give off an odor that was reminiscent of what you saw on the screen. So it was a lot of fun.
Those were odorama cards, right?
Right, odorama cards, exactly.
Now, tell us about some of your more memorable special guests from the past.
Oh, gosh, we've had so many of them. Audrey Hepburn, Michael Caine, Vincent Price, Lord Richard Attenborough, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Maria Bello, Norman Jewison, the list, Eva Marie Saint. Golly, we just had an incredible Matthew Broderick, Christopher Plummer, Eli Wallach. We've been really fortunate to attract a huge number of people. A lot of Oscar winners have come here, and Oscar-winning directors, actors, actresses, cinematographers, designers, composers, and it's all part of it. But just between you and me, I hope nobody else is listening, I don't really enjoy the celebrities being here, because they're really a lot of work and they're very expensive. But, the public likes them, so let's just keep that between the two of us.
All right. And, I hope we have more than just the two of us listening. But now, Bogdanovich did your film festival a real favor.
Oh, Bogdanovich, yes. He was really interesting guy. This is a funny story. His publicist told us ahead of time that he only drinks distilled water from glass jugs. And I'm like, really? Where do you even get that? She says, you've just got to get it. You just got to. Do not cross him on this. So he gets off the plane. We have this press reception for him, the press conference at Doubletree at the time, and he's up there in front of the microphones in the press. And all of a sudden, I see him clearing his throat, and he's looking around. He's holding his throat. He says, "Can I get something to drink?" And I sent one of my people up to his room to get one of those distilled bottles of water. And I said, we're going to send somebody up to your room to get the water. He said, oh, no, just give me a Coke, anything. Like, okay, I've got 32 bottles of distilled water sitting in your thing. You got to drink it, damn it. But so he he was he was a good guest. I think the guy that really stood out for me was John Frankenheimer. He's the one that did us a huge favor. He was the director of Rodan, you know, with Robert De Niro when it came out. Frankenheimer also did so many great films. But he is near the end of his career. He did that action adventure movie with De Niro, and it came out in the spring in the States. But and he had said yes, that he'd be our honoree that fall. But as we got closer to fall, he calls me in September and says, "Gosh, Gregory, I just can't do it. The studio has me on a foreign press junket all throughout Europe right during the dates I'm supposed to be with you." And I was so disheartened. I was just like, "Crush, what am I going to do? I've already gone to print, told everybody he was coming." And he could kind of hear the disappointment in my voice. And he says, "Look, here's what I'll do. I have a press conference in Paris on Friday. If you fly me from Paris to Fort Lauderdale, I'll do your gig on Saturday night, and then you got to fly me back the next morning because I have a Monday morning there as well. I'll do it." And I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Because I don't know about you, I hate flying anywhere. I hate flying to Orlando. You know, it's just I just hate it. And he, of course, has flown like infinitely more than me, and I don't care if he's first class or not. It's still just not any fun. And so he took time out of that exhausting schedule he had in Europe to fly all the way across the ocean, turn around the next morning and fly all the way back, just because he didn't want to disappoint the Fort Lauderdale audience. I just think that stands out in my mind. He's just a great guy.
I really don't want to think about the jet lag he had doing that for you.
Oh, golly.
Now, I understand that Ben Kingsley is at the top of another list, and not your favorite people list either.
Well, we had a little bit of a thing with him where we had a commitment from his people that he'd show up at a party, and then not only did he not show up at the party, but he kind of threatened to sue me for saying that he would show up at the party. And we had a host that had gone to a lot of expense and trouble, and we weren't quite sure why he couldn't make an appearance. But yeah, there's a few of those that he's one of the high profile ones. But we get a lot of people that aren't as high as he is, but they're still known quantities, and they think they are God's gift to the world, like the sainthood awaits them, and they want to be treated that way. Luckily for us, the last couple of years, we've had some dynamite guests that just are nice to my staff and are real people, So we're trying to, the phones are like ringing off the hook here. So anyway, I guess what I can tell your listeners is if they could call in 954-525-3456, that comes out the film, 525 film, and because tickets are really going. And tomorrow night we got Meryl Streep, Julia Roberts film, August Osage County. That one's going to be huge. We've got Nebraska that was in competition at Cannes with Bruce Dern. We've got another film called One Chance, which is all about people that are in things like America's Got Talent, or what's the name of the big one? I can't even think of it.
Dancing with the Stars. Yeah.
The one the
American
X
Factor.
Star. Yeah, that's not. But anyway, this one has what's his name? Simon Cowell has actually got a part in it. It takes place in England, and it's one of those shows where a guy goes on and becomes an overnight sensation. It's called One Chance. That's a great film. My favorite film, I think, at a festival is called Love is in the Air. It's a screwball French comedy, and it's so funny. These people have this fling, and then they break up or they just disappear from